Hello. Father's Day is this weekend, and I got something for you guys. For all you people who waited till the very damn last minute to get your dad something, this is the coolest present ever, and I'm going to introduce you to Storyworth. It's gonna keep all of your parents' stories and memories documented in a book for you to have for the rest of your life. Okay, so what is Storyworth, right? Okay, so basically what it is you sign up for this service, and then they're gonna send your parent, your elderly parent, an email, which will allow them to start answering random questions about their life. What Storyworth does is collect all their answers when they're done and put everything together in a lovely, beautiful book of their life story. This is my father's. This was the coolest thing I could have ever done. My parents are both in their 80s. Most of my followers are over 50 here, so I know you have elderly parents. And I was thinking so many times, like, how am I gonna document my mom's story? How am I gonna document my dad's story? I can't remember. They don't wanna be videotaped. And when I heard about Storyworth, I was like, I have to get this for my parents. When I got it for them, I didn't know what was gonna happen. And let me explain, because it is so cool. I'll link them up here. They're having a $10 off for Father's Day, but like I said, the money, it doesn't even matter. You can't put a price on your parents' life stories. So I actually got this service for my mom and my dad for Christmas presents, and I just sent them a link to their email, and I said, Daddy, I bought you this for a present from the family. Please follow the directions and answer these questions, and at the end of either a few months or less than that if you want, we will print out a book that will hold all your memories. And they were a little confused. I gave one to my mom and one to my dad. They were a little confused, but they're tech savvy. You know, they're in their 80s. They're cool like that. And I helped them. Me and my sister kind of helped them. But the best part is once they've answered all their questions, you, the child, will then do all the technical aspects of, and the graphics of putting the whole physical book together. You can either do black and white or color. I got one in color and one in black and white. Got one for my mom, one for my dad, and then one for us, for the family to keep forever. Like my daughter will have it for her whole life, and then she can share these books with her kids. I mean, it's so amazing. So let me tell you about some of the questions that they'll ask you, your parents, they'll ask your parents. So you as a child can make this as easy or more difficult as you want. So Storyworth gives you a whole ton of questions to choose from. You can just pick the random ones that they give your parent, or you can go through and pick your own questions that you think your parent would like, or you can have your parent choose their own question, or you can actually write a question for your parents. So I thought it was totally cool. So I just gave the random ones to my parents, and then for my mom and dad, sometimes I would go through and like randomly pick ones that I thought were more relevant to them. And I liked having that kind of control over it. So now I'm gonna show you some of the questions that were in my dad's book. This is so cute. He also uploaded photos, which I thought were so cool, but here are some questions. I'm just gonna do some random ones. How did you get your first job? I had no idea about my dad's first job at all. I mean, why would I? Describe the places you've lived, and like my dad went into detail of every place he ever lived in since he was born. It was like incredible. I couldn't even believe it. So my dad has an iPad, so my brothers got him one for like his birthday, so he was able to upload photos. So he actually uploaded these photos himself of the first houses that he lived in. How cool is that? And this is in England. And my mom is not uploading photos, so we will have to do all the uploading for her. But girl, she is talking, like her book is like 5 times the size as my dad. So my dad, he asked for one question a week, and then after a few months he was like, this is too much for me. I think I'm gonna wrap it up, and that was fine. My mom is still going. She's still answering questions. Like she's like, give it to me, give it to me. So she gets a question once a week. You can either give them a question once every 2 weeks, once a month, or once a day to get all the information. And honestly, you guys, I'm telling you, like, why, if you don't get this, what are you just gonna memorize it? How are you gonna pass it on to it's the best idea ever. It's my favorite thing ever. You guys need it. I'll show you one. How cute is my dad? I'll show you one more sneak peek of like what these look like, and then a couple more questions like, what was your childhood bedroom like? Where did you go on your honeymoon? How did you like to spend a lazy day? What games did you play when you were young? Just things. And the way that my dad went into detail, the reason I'm talking about my dad is because I didn't get my mom's book yet back because she's still writing her novel. But these are just beautiful. And even my brother and my sister, we had no idea. So again, this is not expensive at all. And like I said, you can't put a price on your family stories. And also we're gonna be giving this to my dad when we go to England. and he's gonna love it, and my brothers are gonna have it, but more importantly, my niece is going to have it, and my daughter's gonna have it, and they're gonna pass it on from generation to generation. And these stories of our lives, the memories, you can't put a price, and let's preserve them.